Dr. Jasmine.
And we can't wait to get started with you today.
We start off Sing and Play Express every day with our theme song, and today on day 5 we're gonna do the same thing. So let's all stand up and let's sing Your Power Will Pull Us Through.
We trust in you, Jesus. You're all that we need. Your power will pull us through. We're trusting in you. We're trusting in you. You give us hope and life that's forever. You make us bold and we stand together. Your power will pull us through. We're trusting in you. We're trusting in you. We're off on this journey, there's no looking back. With Jesus to lead us, we're on the right track. Oh, 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 oh. Wide open spaces for wide open eyes. We're looking ahead for the next big surprise. Oh, 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 oh. We trust in you, Jesus. You're all that we need. Your power will pull us through. We're trusting in you. We're trusting in you. You give us hope and life that's forever. You make us bold and we stand together. Your power will pull us through. We're trusting in you. We're trusting in you. We're off on this journey, there's no looking back. With Jesus to lead us, we're on the right track. Oh, 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 oh. Wide open spaces for wide open eyes. We're looking ahead for the next big surprise. Oh, 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 oh. We trust in you, Jesus. You're all that we need. Your power will pull us through. We're trusting in you. We're trusting in you. You give us hope and life that's forever. We stand together. Your power will pull us through. We're trusting in you. Trusting in you. Your power will pull us through. We're trusting in you. Trusting in you. Trusting in you. We're trusting in you. Trusting in you.
Man, steam trains are so awesome, and we've been learning about them all week long. You know, back in the day before cars were around, people had to take railways just to get to different places, and so they would hop on one steam train, and well, that would only take them so far, so they'd have to get off that one and get onto another one. I couldn't imagine traveling from train to train. I mean, one time I had to take a train for 8 hours. It took forever.
That's such a long time. But then something incredible happened. A bunch of train engineers that were super smart decided to take all these tracks and build one giant train track that went across the world, and it was called the Intercontinental Train Track. Isn't that crazy and cool?
That's awesome.
So you could get on one side of the country, get on a train, and go super far to the other side of the country. And then you could just travel everywhere, and it's all connected. And just like those train tracks are connected, we could be connected to Jesus' power. And one way we can be connected to him is through God sightings. Did you have any cool God sightings today?
You know, I did. I saw a couple of birds up in the tree, and it's so awesome to see God's creation.
So why don't you take your Post-it notes out, get together with family, friends, or whoever's around you, and write down one awesome God sighting, and then put it up somewhere in your house for everybody to see it.
And while you guys are doing this, we're going to be singing a song called This Train is Bound for Glory. So as soon as you're finished writing your God sighting, go ahead and stand up and join with us.
This train is bound for glory. This train is bound for glory. place in heaven for me. This train is bound for glory. This train. This train is bound for glory. This train. This train is bound for glory. This train. This train is bound for glory. Jesus made a place in heaven for me. This train is bound for glory. This train.
Okay, now let's bring it down.
This train is bound for glory. This train. This train is bound for glory. This train. This train is bound for glory. Jesus made a place in heaven for me. This train is bound for glory. This train. Oh, this train. This train is bound for glory. This train. This train is bound for glory. This train. This train is bound for glory. Jesus made a place in heaven for me. This train is bound for glory. This train. This train. This train. This train.
Wow, that song was so fun, but are you ready to hear today's Bible point?
I'm ready to learn our final Bible point.
I've had such a great time here at VBS on the Rocky Roadway, and I think I've made some good friends along the way. So today's Bible point is Jesus' power helps us be good friends.
Trust Jesus! Man, that's awesome. And well, now it's time to learn our final Bible buddy for this week. And well, you probably guessed it, it's Lawrence Elk. So let's go ahead and learn a little bit about him.
I heard everyone was steaming ahead with the last day of Rocky Railway. Glad you're here. I'm Lawrence Elk. Not a moose, not a ram, but an excellent elk. Male elks are called bulls, and me and my bull buddies like to hang out way up in the Rocky Mountains. In the winter, we move down where we can find grass. But in the spring and summer, we head for the hills. It's important that we stick together with the herd. Some elk herds are as big as 400 friends. Although my antlers are big and strong, female elk or babies don't have these. And a hungry bear is hard to fight off. Speaking of these amazing antlers, they are pretty incredible if I do say so myself. Sometimes they come in handy when other herds get too close to mine, or I need to show another bull that I'm in charge. Yeah, sometimes we butt heads, even in our happy herd. But I try not to get too attached. Literally, they fall off every year and I grow a new set. How cool is that? God also gave me a unique power to help me communicate with the herd. That's called bugling. It's a little like roaring and whistling at the same time. It keeps my herd close together where we can be safe. Our herd even has scouts, a few elk who stand watch while others graze. We have to look out for each other. Do you have friends who look out for you? Friends you like to call out to when you're sad or silly, happy or hurting? Or do you sometimes butt heads with your buddies? Maybe you need the power to forgive and love a friend when you're not getting along. You don't have to do that all by yourself. Jesus gives you his power to help be a good friend. Jesus gave this powerful command in the Bible. Love each other in the same way I have loved you. If you're butting heads with your buddies and not getting along, you can trust Jesus' power and follow his words. Jesus' power helps us be good friends. Trust Jesus.
Wow, Lawrence Elk just so awesome. I love that he helps remind us that Jesus' power helps us be good friends. Trust Jesus. Well, it's time to get started with our final day here at VBS.
Before we get on the tracks, we're gonna close out our last Sing and Play Express with a song. So get on up and we're gonna sing We Can Trust Him.
If there's one thing we can count on, it's that God will never let us down, and we can trust everything He does. He keeps His promises, we know, because the word of the Lord holds true. We can trust Him, we can trust Him. The word of the Lord holds true. We can trust Him, we can trust Him. If there's one thing we can count on, it's that God will never let us down, and we can trust everything He does. He keeps His promises, we know, because the word of the Lord holds true. We can trust Him, we can trust Him. The word of the Lord holds true. We can trust Him, we can trust Him. The word of the Lord holds true. We can trust Him, we can trust Him. The word of the Lord holds true. We can trust Him, we can trust Him. We can trust Him, we can trust Him.
Hi everyone, welcome back. I'm back in my house and I discovered that it's been decorated for a party. I don't know who did it. And I'm not sure if I'm invited and I'm not sure if you're invited, but since it's right here, we might as well stay. And so today we are learning that Jesus' power helps us be good friends. And since we're such good friends, let's start with a little game. So this is what you're gonna do. Go ahead and find a doorway. Have somebody stand in the doorway and another person try to get in through there, okay? Be safe, be silly, and have fun. Go ahead and pause the video and try that real quick. Playing that game was a lot of fun, but if you were on the outside trying to get in, you may have felt left out. I know there's times in our lives when we do feel left out, but remember that Jesus gives us the power to be good friends. Jesus' first followers had kind of this inner circle, and they didn't leave anybody out of the group. They actually wanted more followers. So those first followers started telling people about Jesus, and those people started telling people about Jesus, and then those people started telling about Jesus, and pretty soon everybody were all friends of Jesus. There's a Bible verse that I'll read, Acts 2:42. They spent their time learning the apostles' teaching, and they continued to share, to break bread, and to pray together. So they were eating together, they were praising together, they were praying together, and what they learned was to be good friends. So let's celebrate what we've learned this week so that we can be good friends. We're going to play a little game to help us remember everything we learned this week. So inside each of these gifts is a clue, and we have to try to figure out what we learned about that clue. So let's go ahead and start with this first one. In here we have, this is Ananias's mustache. What does that remind us of? Jesus helps us to do hard things. You're right. Let's see what's in this box. Oh yeah. Do you guys remember the sea biscuits? We had to eat them on that ship that was sinking. Remember that Jesus' power gives us hope. All right, what about this one? Let's see. What do you think it is? It's some coins. Do you guys remember what we learned in that story? Remember the man who couldn't walk and who was in front of the temple gates asking for change? That reminds us about John and Peter Remember, Jesus gives us the power to be bold. And last but not least is this gift box. What's in here? Oh, it's the heart. And that reminds us, probably the most important one of all, that Jesus' power lets us live forever. What's this? There's one more thing. Looks like an invitation. It says, Jesus wants us to be friends with everyone, and Jesus' power helps us be good friends. Oh, it's a friendship party. I get it. All right, so we're in the right spot. What I want you to do at home is to go ahead and take one of the hearts that you have cut out, and go ahead and give this heart to one of somebody that's in your group. Have everybody say why that person is such a good friend. Once everybody's told that person, pass it to somebody else, and they can say why that person is such a good friend. Go ahead and pause the video and go ahead and do that at home. When we give our hearts to Jesus, Jesus becomes our friend. These are my kids, but they're also friends of Jesus. And we're going to show you what it's like when you have friends that love Jesus too. Let's say that this represents Jesus, okay? And so when you have Jesus in the middle of your friendships, and let me hold on to this one. I'm going to have Lucy touch my hand. She's going to hold my hand. Donnie, you hold Lucy's hand, okay? Scoot in. And when we have Jesus in our friendships and we connect it all together, Jesus' power shines through. But when we're disconnected and we don't have Jesus in the middle, Jesus' power just doesn't shine through. Let's try it again. You ready? What happens if something gets disconnected or somebody walks away from Jesus? Jesus' power doesn't light up. Let's try again. Ready? What if I touched her nose? Ah! How about you turn? Ah! Try to disconnect it. What happens? Whoa. Whoa. You know what? Because I was touching your finger here. Whoa. Okay. Go ahead and connect. Thank you guys so much for helping me with this little example. So what did we learn though, guys? That we need Jesus in our friendships, and that way Jesus' power shines through, right?
Yes.
It's important that we stay connected with Jesus and friends of Jesus. So if you go to this church, wonderful. And if you go to another church, awesome. Any church that loves Jesus. So you can even come here if you don't have a home church. You can come and join us. But remember that Jesus' power helps us be good friends. And that really shows the love of Jesus. Thank you so much for being with me this week. It was so awesome to bring you Bible adventures. I hope that you enjoy the rest of your VBS experience.
Welcome back to KidFit Cinema. I'm Traveler David, and I'm so excited to see you today. I cannot believe today is our last day together. It has been so much fun getting to know and meet all of our new friends from KidFit videos each day. Let's watch today's video and meet our last two friends named Renee and Alina.
Hi, I'm Renee and I'm 10 years old.
Hi, I'm Alina and I'm 11 years old.
Renee and Alina are great friends, and they live in the beautiful desert of southern Arizona. They love to hang out and be silly together. Their friendship has grown after they both joined an arts ministry at their church.
Ensus Manos is a creative art ministry. We do puppets, we do shows, we do skits and stuff like that.
And sus manos is Spanish for in his hands. It's an art ministry that uses performance to share the love of God. There is dancing, acting, and music.
My favorite thing about performing is probably looking at the end, looking at all the kids all smiling and laughing and liking it.
Sometimes performances are serious, and sometimes they're fun and silly. Regardless of being silly or not, one thing is true. Being a part of Ensus Manos has brought the entire team closer together.
This puppet ministry helped us become better friends. And it's not just me and her.
like other people?
A lot more. Basically the whole group. Our group, like before, like we were all friends, like we were chill, but now we're like really, really good friends. And like we're always hanging out. We're always like laughing, making jokes.
Jesus has used the ministry to bring the team together. This team of friends help each other to do the best they can to share God's love.
My friends, like they helped me not be nervous because like they were doing it too and they were nervous, but at the same time they supported us.
I was with my friends and I knew a lot of people from church, so wasn't that scary anymore?
Serving Jesus together has helped Alina and Renee become great friends, but they both know who the best friend is, Jesus.
He's like one of our like bestest friends ever.
He is.
Yeah.
Renee and Alina know that Jesus' power helps us be good friends.
Jesus helps me make friends. Like God knows that I'm doing like this whole ministry for him. And so it just helped me like become better friends with people. So he helped me like be friends with a lot of people, but still like worship him and praise him.
In the Bible, in the book of John, chapter 15, verse 12, it says, "Love each other in the same way I have loved you."
Jesus loved us all equally, so we should love everybody because as he says in the Bible, we're all brothers and sisters and love your enemies.
Jesus' power helps us be good friends.
In your life, what do you look for in a good friend? For me, it's people who have an honest heart and who can make me laugh. What about you? Tell someone what you look for in a good friend. Thanks for those ideas. I found in my life that sometimes friendships are not as well as the friendship between Renee and Alina have. Sometimes you think someone is a friend, but then something happens to change your mind. Maybe the person you thought was your friend talked behind your back or made fun of you. Or sometimes your friends just let you down and don't include you in certain parts of their life. When is a time a friendship did not work out in your life? Without saying names, tell someone what happened. Thank you for sharing your stories. Good friends are special and important in our lives. But that doesn't mean friendships are always easy. This is why I'm grateful that Jesus' power helps us be good friends. Trust Jesus. You know, the Bible has some great advice about friendships. Grab your Bible and let's dive into today's message. Today's Bible verse comes from John 15:12, and it says, "Love each other in the same way I have loved you." I love this Bible verse because Jesus gives us advice about exactly how to be a good friend. He tells us to love each other the same way he has loved us. Let's look back at what we learned this week and see what we can discover about loving each other like Jesus loves you. On our first day, we met Dominic, and he loves karate, even though it's hard. Watching Dominic, we learned that Jesus' power helps us do hard things. Trust Jesus. After Dominic, we met Annalise, who used her music to give her sick grandmother hope. From Annalise, we learned Jesus' power gives us hope. Trust Jesus. We then met Lauren, who volunteers at our local community food center. She helped us remember that Jesus' power helps us be bold. Trust Jesus. In yesterday's video, we met Isaac, who knows he will still see his brother Joel in heaven someday. Isaac's story helped us remember that Jesus' power lets us live forever. Trust Jesus. The last question I want to leave to you this week is this. Who could you tell about Jesus this week? And what could you say? Go ahead and share that with someone in your home. I love hearing all your great ideas about how to be a good friend. Jesus is the best friend of all time. If we listen to him and follow his example, we can be good friends to others. Let's talk to Jesus before we close today. Dear Jesus, your love and power is so strong. Thank you for being a best friend to myself and all my new friends. Please protect all of our VBS members this week as they go out into the world. In your precious name I pray, amen. Well, that wraps up our last day on the Rocky Railway VBS train. I hope you had fun learning about our amazing and loving God and that you continue to seek his guidance. Have a great summer.
You may be wondering, why isn't my whistle so loud and vibrant like normal? Because it's my last day with you kids. It's Engineer Jim's last day. And I'm sad that I won't be with you after today. But I'm going to make it fun for you today. So I'm going to give it my best. Trust Jesus. Now, you met my friend, Lawrence the Elk. Really, really good guy. You know, I was talking to him. You know that he was telling me a few things about his life that I did not know. You know that old Lawrence weighs about 730 pounds? That's more than probably 10 kids put together. He's a big guy. Do you know how much he eats? You thought your older brother or sister ate a lot? Oh no, oh no. Lawrence the Elk, he eats 20 pounds of vegetation, 20 pounds of plants and different things a day. 20 pounds. That's a lot. But then I got to talk to him a little bit more. And he told me a little secret about his anatomy. And he told me about his feet. His feet. He said to me, and he didn't even show them to me. He asked me this, and I'm going to ask you. He said, how many toes do I have on each foot? I thought for a while. I looked at my toes. I looked at my hands and feet, and I thought, I don't know. Because I never looked close at Elk's or Lawrence the Elk's feet, and though he's my friend. And I'm going to ask you, is it 2 or is it 4 toes per foot? And the answer is, it's 4. That's right. He has 4 toes on each foot. Isn't that amazing? That God created him so unique. Huh? We need to watch for God, don't we? You know, I was walking around the other night and I looked up at the moon and I saw Saturn and Jupiter up there right with them. And they formed this beautiful triangle. And I thought to myself, how is it that we can know that they're going to be in a certain place at a certain time? And why? Because God holds all things together. And he keeps everything on its course. Oh, I just love that so much. Our God is a good God. And today we're going to talk about our God, Jesus Christ. And our last thought we're going to use is Jesus' power helps us to be good friends. And we're going to make these power bands. You have your stuff at home. You have your thread. And so what I want you to do is I want you to begin to thread together all these pieces that have been given to you. And you can take your time as you do it, but you can put them in any order that you want to. You can see the holes inside each piece here. And as you thread it together, you know, eventually you're going to put this whole thing together with all these things and try maybe to put the red cross right in the middle of all the pieces that you've been given to put together for your power band, which will eventually look like this. Isn't that great? Isn't that so cool? Let me talk to you about your power band, kids. Because Jesus' power helps us to be good friends. Trust Jesus. Here's what you do with this. You put this on and you wear it. And you remember that Jesus' power helps us to be good friends. And when you go to school and you're with friends in the neighborhood, just remember, you be the best friend you can be. Because Jesus said, we're to love God with our whole heart. And then right with that, he said, you're to love your neighbor as much as you love yourself. We're to treat everybody good. We're to treat everybody right. And as you wear this power band around your wrist, let it always remind you that Jesus' power helps us to be good friends. What you might even want to do to be a good friend is explain this to a friend and then give it to them. And let it be a present to them as a reminder that Jesus is real and Jesus' power helps us to be good friends. I have made many good friends in my life, and hopefully I have been a good friend to others. Engineer Jim tries his best to be that at all times. And so my last words to you are these. Remember that Jesus' power helps us to be good friends. Trust Jesus. Well, that's it for this week, and hopefully we'll see you again in the future. You hang in there. Engineer Jim, out.
Welcome back, travelers, to the last day of Rocky Wrap-Up. I'm Conductor Jasmine.
And I'm Conductor Lindsay. And right now we're gonna go ahead and sing a song. So why don't you guys go ahead and stand to your feet and we're gonna sing the Power Shuffle.
I feel it in the air right now. It's all around, I see it everywhere. It's the power. Yeah, yeah, God's power. It's the power to move any star. It's the power to heal your broken heart. It's the power. Yeah, God's power. So don't hold back, no, don't hold still. 'Cause God is here and He is real. Take 4 steps to the left, to the left. 1, 2, 3, 4. Turn it around and move to the right. 1, 2, 3. Now take tiny little jumps forward to the front. 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 jumps back, but you better look back. 1, 2, 3, 4. Now freeze. And everybody clap your hands. Now stop. I feel it in the air right now. It's all around, I see it everywhere. It's the power. Yeah, yeah, God's power. It's the power to move any star. It's the power to heal your broken heart. It's the power. Yeah, God's power. So don't hold back, no, don't hold still. God is here and He is real. Take 4 steps to the left, to the left. 1, 2, 3, 4. Turn it around and move to the right. 1, 2, 3. Now take tiny little jumps forward to the front. 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 jumps back, but you better look back. Let's do it all again right now. Take 4 steps to the left, to the left. 1, 2, 3, 4. Turn it around and move to the right. 1, 2, 3. Now take tiny little jumps forward to the front. 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 jumps back, but you better look back. 1, 2, 3, 4. Now freeze. And everybody clap your hands. Now stop.
Wow, all week long we got to hear some awesome Bible points and make some awesome friends. In fact, our Bible point today was Jesus' power helps us be good friends. Trust Jesus!
And not only that, but we also had a Bible buddy to help us remember that. And his name was Lawrence Elk. He helped remind us that Jesus' power helps us be good friends.
Trust Jesus!
You guys also had your guys' wristbands that say watch for God on them, looking for God's tidings. Well, that doesn't have to end here at VBS. You guys can continue that and continue looking around for God's sightings.
Also, don't forget that we have a couple days left for Operation Kid to Kid. So dig in those couch cushions, do some extra chores, ask your family members, and gather up as much money as you can. And on Sunday, you're going to be looking for the big alpaca to donate that money to our friends in Ecuador.
Well, guys, it's the end of the line and it's the final day of VBS. But before we go, I feel like we should sing our theme song one last time. So why don't you guys gather around maybe your parents in your house, maybe siblings, maybe even your pets, and let's go ahead and stand to our feet and sing our theme song one last time. We'll see you guys later.
Bye!
We trust in you, Jesus. You're all that we need. Your power will pull us through. We're trusting in you. We're trusting in you. You give us hope and life that's forever. You make us bold and we stand together. Your power will pull us through. this journey, there's no looking back. With Jesus to lead us, we're on the right track. Oh, 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 oh. Wide open spaces for wide open eyes. We're looking ahead for the next big surprise. Oh, 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 oh. We trust, we trust, we trust in you, Jesus. You're all, you're all, you're all that we need. Your power will pull us through. We're trusting in you, we're trusting in you. You give us hope and life that's forever. You make us whole and we stand together. Your power will pull us through. We're trusting in you, we're trusting in you. We're off on this journey, there's no looking back. With Jesus to lead us, we're on the right track. Oh, 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 oh. Wide open spaces for wide